Hello. Welcome back to the Style Masterclass podcast. I'm your host, Judith Gatan, Master Certified Coach and Personal Stylist. This is episode 200 of this podcast, which is beyond exciting, which means I've got some juicy announcements for y'all. I have a story to tell you, as I'm wont to do. And that's how we're going to roll this episode. It's kind of like the state of things, which is so fun for me to finally be able to share with you something I've been working on for 7 years. Isn't that insane? 7 years I've had an idea. I have notebooks that outline the details of this idea. I have notebooks from 2 years later, 5 years ago, where I give the thing a name. I actually named my brain baby. I own the domain names because I stocked them until they were available. I saved the Instagram handle. I mean, I was all in on this idea 5 years ago. And then I hired a coach and I was figuring out a way to make this a reality. And then I totally ghosted my coach. It's a huge, fun, hilarious story with Carla Lowenthal. You can go listen to me on her podcast if you want to hear more about that story. But literally, I was all geared up and then I got scared and I tabled it. And as I've done over so many years of my life, I made some really smart choices. They were really safe and very smart choices. And I honored that. And then I even allowed myself to open up my dream for just a short period of time last year to see if it would work. And then I closed it and I took some time to step back and reflect. And then I decided I've had so many students come through my 8-week program, Style Masterclass, where I style them and I coach them. And that has been amazing to see those transformations. And they asked me, well, what's next? So I gave them opportunities for what's next. Some of them work with me in a small group over 6 sessions. Some of them are in a 6-month, very small, very private, very high touch, amazing container. And I realized there was a way for me to affect more women, to create a bigger impact. One of the mottos you hear me spout often is confident women build legacies. And it was important to me to create not just a moment of change for a few people, although I'm obsessed with all of you all who've come through and I love you all dearly. I know you all are really all in on my mission to create bigger impact. That we can get as many women as we can feeling confident and as many women as we can rewriting their stories, rewriting the stories of their families, and creating generational change. Now, how do I do that? I teach style, and then I build upon those foundations by teaching women how to spend their money and enjoy it, how to command more of it, how to walk into a boardroom and own the room and ask for more, to advocate for themselves in boardrooms, also in dressing rooms. The style tools I teach go out, as I like to say, they go meta out into the world. And from the money lessons that I talk on my clients with all the time, we go to learning about confidence, what I call gumption. And then we can have these bigger conversations about what kind of legacy do you want to leave? What do you want your stamp on this earth to have been? What's the ripple effect you would like to have created? And that's how I roll. And when I polled my clients and I asked them, I heard resoundingly from them, you do style, but it's like also so much more. So, yes, it's style. And it's all these other things that I could never have imagined you would help me change in my life. Because remember, they're the magic bringers, they're the ones who actually create change. I'm just their guide. So, how did I want to create a vision that was not just people who'd worked with me before, who were definitely asking what's next? And I wanted to create something very special for them in terms of answering that question of what's next, but also what's next for all of us? What's next for you, dear listener? What's next for all the women who are all in on this mission? and maybe don't necessarily want the style component, but they want to talk about all the other things. Or maybe they want the style component and all the yes, and yes, and yes, and that's what I'm all about. So I have an announcement to make, and it's super exciting and amazing. Modern Charm School is opening. And if you're listening to this at some point in the future, it will have likely already opened, which is so fun that you got to share this moment with me. September 12th, 2022, the doors will be officially opened to everyone, not just people who've gone through my program in the past. I want to create a bigger ripple effect. I'm on a mission, and I need you all to be in on this mission where we do style, we generate wealth, we lead with gumption, meaning initiative, determination, courage, and we create legacies. It starts with you. The ripple effect is contagious. The possibilities are endless. I want you to become more of you. But I want you to do it in a way that's thoughtful, that's methodical, that has processes, that has guides, that has support, that has accountability. So I want you to join me in Modern Charm School. Become a legacy builder with me. Write some stories, write some new ones, forgive some old ones, lay them down. Like rewrite what is possible for you and for the generation that will come after you. You want to find out more, you can go to judithgaton.com/modern charm school opening. It is for high achieving women who really want to have elevated conversations around style. It's for women who want to know more about financial literacy, how to generate wealth, how to enjoy it, how to create their own version of a luxe life. It's for women who want to lead, like really lean in and lead with what I call gumption. And I'm going to teach inside is all about IDC, initiative, determination, and courage. And of course, it will all lead back to what kind of a legacy are you leaving? What kind of world do you want to create and live in? So join me. Join me, won't you? Join me in celebrating the 200th episode of this podcast, which started on a dare. I don't know that I've shared this story before. I was part of a group of amazing women. We called ourselves the Lift Ladies because we met at Lift Coffee in Riverside, California. And they truly were ladies who lifted me up. And I will be forever grateful to them because I was so scared of posting on Instagram back in the day that the challenge was if I didn't hit publish on the podcast, I would have to go onto Instagram and carry a sign that said, I'm too chicken to publish my podcast. And the threat of posting on Instagram, which seemed so terrifying at the time, which obviously does not feel that way now, was so sufficient that and effective, I hit publish. And here we are 200 episodes later, 200,000 downloads and counting, thousands of women's lives affected and changed. And we're just getting started, y'all. We are just getting started. To join this exclusive online community, it's going to feel like a social club. It's going to feel like all that you would hope and expect from an old school charm school, but with modern twists, because I will be available to modern, high achieving women like yourselves. Thank you so much for letting me be your coach, be your guide over the last 200 episodes. Stay tuned, loves, because amazing things are on the way. There's workshops in October, September, November, an amazing, amazing announcement in January of next year. Like we are ready to go. So join us. Again, Modern Charm School opening. So judithgaton.com/modern charm school opening. And we will leave a link in the show notes. Much love to you all. See you on the inside. Miss J out.